Vibing on a whole new vibe these days. Old school Louisville boy like Reese Gaines. I know we were cool back then, but things change. Your chick give me brain, my chicken's free range. Reporting live from the 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. A very, very, very special guest. He needs no introduction, but I'm going to give him one anyway. So he is the host of the Dink Podcast, 3-time Wisconsin high school tennis champion, state champion, acclaimed shoe designer, squares.com, an MLP champion, a former CPA at Deloitte, inventor of the Zane Saw Serve. He is winless against Alex Crum, and he is now your new UPA Pro Player Committee president. My friend Zane Navratil, how are you?
That's got to be one of the best intros. I love the sneaky winless against Alex Crum. We just got to play doubles sometime, dude. I'm never gonna beat you in singles. So,
listen, I'm gonna try to barter my way into you playing doubles with me at some point. That's my ultimate strategy. But I gotta show you. I gotta show you a few things.
Hey, if anything, AC might owe you for letting him get to the quarterfinals, and then like that all leading. You could say that was the final straw of him getting a contract. So. You gotta thank him.
I bet it was beating Federico, but I'm happy to be a part of that.
or beating Hayworth the next week. But Zane, no, I mean it added a little bit of legitimacy there, I'd say. People forget at one point Zane was number 1 in the world in singles. If you look at his Wikipedia, if you look at his Wikipedia, he's still number 1 in the world.
Wait. What year is this?
This was probably 2021 to early 2022. But it was weird because, I think there was a stretch where I was the number 1 player in the world. It was during the two-handed spin serve period. I was winning every APP, and I won multiple PPAs in a row. Beat Ben Johns at one of them. Beat Tyson in a final. Beat J-Dub in one of them as well. There's probably a 3 to 5 month period where I was really the main thing that you could actually look at was probably power rankings. I was probably number 1 for a little bit there. I was number 1 according to this World Pickleball ranking thing that
was my OG. That was my OG that I used to look at.
Yeah, because it took into account APP and PPA, because there wasn't a ton of crossover. But I think if you power ranked it, I was pretty good for a period of time. Not much longer than that though.
All right, well,
still going strong.
Cool. We'll take it.
Going strong. Yeah,
still part of the resume. Anyway, we'll just get into it. Thanks, Zane, for having us on. We know you're an extremely busy guy. I want to congratulate you on being elected the president of the Pro Player Council. I texted you this. I actually didn't vote for you. I think had I not been with my girlfriend, I think I probably would have. Had I voted for a male, I would have voted for you. But I was with her and I was like, oh, I just got this Teamworks, which I still don't know how to freaking use Teamworks. I'm like, I was like, Dylan, how do I compose a message? Because he's like, message me on Teamworks. I'm like, I don't know how to do that. Anyway, I got the poll. What?
Who'd you end up going for?
She's like, pick a woman. I was like, Parento, done.
I voted for Elise.
Did you? Okay. Well, I don't know her. I heard she's great, but I don't know. I was just there wasn't a lot of thought put into it, to be completely frank. But I am happy that you won because I feel like you'll do a good job.
Give some greater context. This is like every single sign pro was able to vote on this.
Correct.
Okay. And
because there was another entity formed that consists of Tina, Deckel, Gabe, some other folks that is not like connected to PPA or UPA, right? They're their own entity, and then they were like, all right, well. Let's make our own, and now Zane is the president.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think that's kind of an interesting behind the scenes thing that's happening here. Is we've got the external association, and then we got kind of the internal council that I'm a part of. I think both of those things are probably going to do a lot of good stuff for players. This might not make me super popular, but I think it might make me effective. My goal is to make playing conditions better without changing anything related to revenue and expense, right? I think a lot of players just want either more money or certain things that'll cost UPA money. I think we can make a lot of improvements without either of those things, and I think those are actually realistic things that we can get done. So Maybe that means I'm not going to be a good president. Maybe it means I will be. I really don't know. I didn't campaign for this job. I think I'll hopefully be good enough at it. And, uh, it's interesting too, because I've been on the outside of these organizations like multiple times. There have been a few different efforts to create some of these sort of deals, but
Yeah, you and Chili B.
I don't,
Or you don't want to be. I
I
don't
was
know. I
kind of
knew
part.
vaguely about that. You were sort of part
Yeah.
of it. Okay.
The player collective. I was player collective curious.
Adjacent.
We'll put it that way. Adjacent.
Okay. You were a figurehead.
Yeah.
They threw you out there. Well, that sort of leads me to my first question here. Like, what do you personally think is the most pressing issue facing players? And like, what are sort of the hot topic the things that you see that you feel like you can have an effect? You kind of just touched on it, but
Yeah, of course. Like, I think we're all, well, you made your deal with the UPA, which congratulations again if you guys haven't already taken a victory lap on the pod, but it's good to have you as part of the UPA. But
thanks. Happy to be here. Just wanted the foot in the door, baby.
yeah, there we go, baby. But yeah, I mean, right now the main thing is these contracts that players signed during tour wars are coming up. And they're trying to get players to renegotiate and go towards more of a prize money model rather than a total guaranteed model. And, there are a few things that we've already been able to accomplish by talking to the league. We've reduced the amount of required events. Something that we have a commitment from the league from is creating some sort of a committee that governs player behavior. So, let's say I flip somebody the bird and I think previously UPA could kind of do whatever they wanted and players really didn't have a say. It technically would have violated the player code of conduct, and they could hit you with a 100K fine if they wanted, or 50K, or nothing, right? So having some sort of actual committee there is good.
No blank checks there.
Yeah, like just camps and clinics that don't conflict with the PPA being okay. Paying out a little bit deeper. We got a lot of really good wins early on for this player council. And UPA, obviously I think it's naive to think that they don't feel pressure from the outside organization, but pressure or no pressure, we're going to try and get what we can done for players. So, and we've already had a good start.
You mentioned like the reducing the number of events. Is that just for the people that are trying to renegotiate their current contract, or does that include like the new contracts being negotiated now for like just like new players and new rising PPA players, I guess?
Yeah, well, Alex, you'd probably be able to mention, like maybe say what you have in there, but there's a lot of players were renegotiating or signing contracts for 25 events, which is a crazy amount in my opinion. That's every other weekend throughout the course of the year. Now we're going to be down to, was that what you were at?
Something along those lines, yes.
Yeah, so something around there. We brought it down to 22, which is I think a meaningful reduction, as well as actually like a 6-week dedicated off season that's probably going to go from December through the beginning of January, which we've never had before in pickle. So I feel like we've got a lot of early wins,
but not this year, right? Like you have this would be the following year.
Not for this year. This would
Daytona.
This would start for the following year.
Dude, I think you're going to be a great president.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think you will. I think this could actually ultimately translate to when after your pickleball, like if I lived in like in a town in Wisconsin or something, like just a medium-sized town, I think you actually could do well in politics. I'm not just capping. I think you could. I think you know how to play the game. I think you're smart. I don't know. Anyway, well, who knows?
Well, I think it's funny with your past being in accounting. Like the very first thing you think of is, okay, well, we don't need to increase the budget. Let's just use it better. That's like where your mind first goes to, and it's like, okay, well, he seems like someone I'd be trusting to do that.
I feel like it's easier to get stuff done that way. It's just a very hard sell to the UPA. Like, hey, look, we all want to get paid 10% more. They like rightfully tell us to pound sand, like, or right. Hey, we want masseuses for everybody at every event. Like, Yeah, I would love that. Don't get me wrong, but that's just not realistic. That's going to up the expense. So, I don't know, man. I don't think I'd be a good politician. I'm not a good. I'm a good bullshitter, like just bullshitting around with my buddies. I'm a very bad bullshitter when it comes to like, I pretty much say what I think all the time, and you can't do that as a politician.
I don't know, dude. I feel like nowadays
I don't know.
maybe.
That's true. That's true.
But yeah, no, I agree. I think that's the best way to get things done in general. Like I told this to somebody earlier. It's like, let me build a castle before I invite all the knights over for a party. You know what I'm saying? Like my philosophy with all that is sort of like, show good faith, right? Like, and then things will happen for you. Like if you start making outrageous demands like straight away, like no one's gonna want to work with you. Like that's just
Bro, where did you get that saying? I've never heard that before. Have you, Kevin? Have you heard that before?
Never.
Build a castle for
never.
you before the night's over for a party. I've been tooling it a few different ways. There's a few different things that because I've just been thinking about that recently.
Hey, this is how he comes up with his lyrics. This is how he comes up with bars.
But
Did you come up with that? Build a castle before you invite
the knights over for a party. That's trademarked AC, dude. I'm in creative mode, dude. I'll pickle all the time. All this is day one, man. 20 hours. Yeah, when you spend 20 hours in the car driving from Long Island to Kentucky, you've got a lot of time to think of stupid phrases, let me tell you. Worst drive on planet Earth. But anyway, all right, well, great. I think that is an effective way to approach it. I think you're going to do great. I look forward to seeing how you make my experience on tour better.
Right.
Yeah, perfect. Well, hey, seriously, like anybody can let me know. You got my number. Like I'm very curious within those parameters of like what can we do better without changing bottom line.
Right.
So it would be curious your perspective. You don't have to tell me now. You can shoot me a text, whatever. But
yeah, I mean, look, I everything's about to be going quickly for me. So like I'm excited. I really don't know what to expect. I'm ready to throw the credentials around my neck and.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, I rescind that invitation until you've played like 3 PPA tournaments in,
yeah,
in
exactly.
your life.
I was gonna say we'll start in Bristol, but I'm excited. I for whatever reason I thought Bristol was just like in Nashville, but it's not. It's like in Virginia.
Further, yeah.
I want to talk about our sponsor. We love Midwest Sports, MidwestRacketSports.com. They've been a staple in the tennis industry for the last 30 years. They're a family-owned business from the Midwest, hence the name. And they are finally making a big splash into the pickleball world. They have everything you need: shoes, bags, hats, socks, shoes, socks, hats, bags. They have it all. And if you spend over $50, you get free shipping. So I want to talk about my favorite part of the Midwest Racquet Sports website, and that's you can demo up to 3 paddles for $15, right? That's such a steal. So many new paddles constantly coming out. You're all looking for different things. For $15, you can try 3 paddles, put that money towards the one you ultimately end up wanting to buy. I think that's a steal of a steal, KD. So go to MidwestRacketSports.com, use code CP15, CP15 for 15% off. We love MidwestRacketSports.com, KD.
That paddle demo is such a clutch program because there's just so many new paddles coming out all the time now, and it's to a point where a lot of them are pretty close to being at the top of the market. So you do genuinely want to know, I just got this in the mail. Is the 11.624 the next hot thing? Pickleball Apes came out with another one. Yola, how is it compared to the Yola? How is it compared to the Paddle Tags? All the other ones. So, it's just it's good to be able to keep tabs on what's out there.
100%. MidwestRacketSports.com. I will say I'm so happy that I have a paddle that I'm playing with though, because
you're locked in.
There were months where I was dropping $900 unnecessarily on paddles. And I probably could have gotten these paddles for free. If you're ranked top 5 in the APP and you really want a paddle, I feel like you can probably get it. Grayson used to just have 700 paddles that he would just hit up everyone and be like, hey, can I get a few? And they were like, sure, I guess, and he would just do these giveaways. But I was spending my own money on those. So happy that I'm with a company I like and a paddle I really, really like.
It just brings the accessibility to match people's curiosity, right? That's
100%.
That's huge. All right, switching gears from the
Kevin,
players. to the fans, the MLP event in Dallas just happened, and I mean the setup looked crazy. Like that's by far and away has to be the most seats filled in for any Major League Pickleball event, right? Like, can you just walk us
100%.
through yeah, how different was that compared to previous events, and is that like, how does that tie into the future and what will be for the sport like as it continues to grow?
Yeah. So guys, like I posted my recap videos. I tried to clip out like the loudest part that I could find, and it simply does not do it justice. I have been to NBA games, NFL games, college football games, college basketball games. Like I have never been to a sporting event that got anywhere close to that loud. Like not even remotely close. Now, obviously, it's because it's a low ceiling, metallic ceiling. Of course, like there are reasons for it, but like it was at 2020, that crowd pop was deafening. Like it legitimately sounded like I was standing next to a jet engine. And I'm not exaggerating. It like I wish somebody had like a
decibel
yeah,
the reader.
Like it was if Lee Waters was screaming right next to me, I would have hardly been able to hear her. So like I mean that was just, it was so unbelievably electric. And I love indoors because you get like that. You got people just pounding on the bleachers because they're excited, like all this stuff. It was the most attended at pretty much, I would say, even on the weekdays. On Thursday in the afternoon, I was astounded. The weird thing was they were pickleball fans, not really any team allegiances there. So like,
well, that's the story of MLP though.
It is, but like most of the other events, like we would have fans, Flash would have fans, Shock would have fans, like Beer City, everybody was cheering for somebody at Beer City, right? Here it felt like there was a decent amount of Dallas fans, but like wherever we go, we got a lot of fans. Wherever the Shock go, they have a lot of fans, right? Because we're teams with personalities. These guys just wanted good pickleball, and like nobody was doing any Shock chants, nobody was doing any five chants, nobody was doing any Dallas chants, nothing. They were just there for good pickle, and they were ready to get loud for some good pickle. But anyway,
do you feel like that's better, or would you rather have the heavy team alliances?
I would have liked the Dallas crowd to be a little bit more like, I don't know, do some cheers for Dallas or something like that. But anyway, as long as they're loud, I like it. They're into it. They're loud. They're bringing the energy. That's good. I don't think I answered your question.
Well, do you have it? I don't know if you heard any stats on like how many people were there at one time or like throughout the weekend, like because part of it is just like pickleball as a spectator sport is still forming its identity, right? Like different size stadiums, every single location, and like, do you feel like it can get bigger than that crowd? Like, is that capped out? Because that, to your point, it seemed pretty incredible. But like, what is like what do you envision like in 5 years from now, a MLP finals location looking like?
Yeah, so I think these guys said center court had like 12 seating for 1,200 people. And there were people kind of like over by the grandstand. There were people like up above and stuff. So like maybe there were 1,500 people in there, which is, other than potentially Indian Wells Nationals a couple of years ago, or Brookhaven Country Club PPA World Finals last year, that's probably the third biggest attended event. I might be missing something, but I couldn't think of anything else. And there was not an empty seat. There legit was not an empty seat. So like they were capped out. Maybe they could have gotten some more. I don't know. But this was really encouraging. Like it really was a cool milestone along the way. I think that Chaffetz Arena is probably something that's realistic, like 3 to 5 years down the road, filling out something like that. I think that sort of second size, not an NBA stadium, but like a G League stadium or a college basketball stadium. something like that, I think it's attainable.
But indoors is the future, I mean, for the most part.
The atmosphere there is just, it's sick.
Like the acoustics, the level of play is higher. Like I like indoor pickleball infinitely more for a lot of reasons, and it suits my game better as well. But like, I just think in an environment, it just feels more intimate that way, and you can see everything more clearly. And I mean, there's a lot of factors, but
yeah, you can pop up kind of wherever too. Like if you can get the pickle roll figured out. Which
where there's not visible lines on
right.
court where people are tripping and so, dude, I just gotta say, like, you're saying it's a good omen for the future. I mean, one of the things that's also just like promising is like, dude, looking at all of your recaps for MLP or just, you know, things going on in the pickleball world. Like, I feel like a year ago the narrative was like, oh, like people want to play pro pickleball but they don't want to watch, and now it's like, oh, like the number of people that just want to watch recaps, whether it's yours or Sorry Not Sorry or like any long, short form, all the above, everything in between, like it's crazy. Like you are doing consistently tens of thousands of numbers of people that tune into like literally every single one of your recaps. Like, can you like did you know that? Did you think that was how it was gonna be when you did your first one? Like I feel like the number just keeps growing.
Yeah, dude. I've been so excited about those because I really feel like that's a good way of getting people to care about the pro game, is make it a little bit easier for them. And so somebody that I've actually been watching is Gotham Chess on YouTube. I don't know if you guys follow chess.
Oh God, please don't get him started or
I was gonna say something just a little bit racist. It was like, Kevin probably plays chess, but
he does. He had a famous chess YouTube channel.
Oh, no way. Are you serious?
Yep.
Dude, his chess, how many subscribers did your chess page have?
Like 28,000.
Oh man.
Oh shit.
All right.
Did you stop doing it?
Yeah, I switched over to pickleball.
He picked up a carbon paddle and that was all she wrote. No more no more rooks and kings for this guy.
Yeah.
Dude, that's sick. Yeah, no, like Levy's channel, I feel like is I'm assuming you're familiar, right?
I met Levy.
Okay, yeah. So like,
actually, really quick. I once got a DM from him at like 3 a.m. saying, "Yo, like we beefing," and I thought I was like hallucinating. I was like, "There's no way like Levy's like DMing me this before," because I had never like met him in person. So I was like, "What the like? Why is Gotham Chess DMing me on Instagram? Like, are we beefing?" And he was like dead serious because I made like one snarky comment on his Instagram video. So he like reads like so much stuff, even though he has like millions and millions of followers. He like reads every comment. He saw mine and he started DMing me to start some beef. And then I was like, yo, like I love your stuff. I'm just being a troll in the comments. Like, yo, like, it's all good. So
yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, just be careful. Everyone reads more than you think.
All right. Well, you were saying you're watching this guy.
Keep going.
Oh yeah. Well, he does a really good job of like, I'm a very, very elementary chess player, but now I'm like up to date with all of the latest chess drama. Like I'm watching like the Las Vegas Fisher Random tournament and stuff, like highlight recaps of that. I hardly know shit about chess or any of the openings or any of that stuff, but like he makes it really attainable to somebody like me. And then I also think that it's advanced enough where people who are actually in the chess world probably find it entertaining too. And that's what I'm starting to try and do with these recap videos, is it's really just trying to get people into the pro pickleball like landscape. And I don't know what compelled me to keep doing it, because I had a couple of the first ones just get like 2,000-3,000 views, and I kind of quit them for a little while. And then I kind of started back up with a little bit more of like the one-off news. Like some interesting things happened, like Agassi and Annalie Waters partnering up, and, you know, Annalie and Catherine partnering up. And I started like sort of covering that sort of news. And then that transitioned into like, all right, those are doing well. Why don't I just figure out what the most interesting storylines are from every weekend? Because now I'm not like now I'm not naming it like MLP Orlando recap. I'm naming it high serves and high tensions. Like when we played in Atlanta, like I had you on my thumbnail, like new teams, new balls. Like I'm not trying to be, I feel like that sort of brings in new people. And then also, the core audience knows what they're kind of looking at. So I don't know, man, I'm having a good time with them. I'm not like a YouTuber really or anything, but I'm trying my best because I think there's a real opportunity, and we've been struggling in pickleball to bring in like the casuals or the normies.
So one thing, I've talked to Levy a little bit about like thumbnails and stuff. Dude, he literally like goes through, like he has people dedicated to making thumbnails, like just thumbnails. And it's like, that's like, you just can't take it for granted. As big as he is, he still doesn't take it for granted that people are going to click on the video. Like he is still like doing everything possible with the packaging of the video to get new and old people alike. So I feel like what you're saying of like, okay, not doing like a podcast style of naming, like, podcast episode 1 or 2, 3, 4, like recap 1, 2, 3, like doing just the general, like, hey, this title should be clicked on, or this thumbnail should be clicked on. Like that is definitely the right way to go. And I feel like literally, like you said, like the first couple got only a few thousand, and like you're in a completely different spot now. So that's definitely, I mean, as a content creator, I definitely agree with that approach for sure.
Yeah, Kevin
Kevin
thinks a lot about that stuff, the old thumbnail. I thought he was I said, what are you talking about, thumbnail? No, but no, also though, like, let's be real. I mean, you have the market cornered. Like, no one else is getting on there, like, being articulate, talking about, like, being, number one, transparent and honest about everything that's going on. But, like, no one else is doing it. You know what I mean? Like, nobody really wants to. Maybe they're not
living it and listening to stuff and packaging it and presenting it and like, dude, like I do all this stuff, but I'm like, oh, I'm literally watching your videos so I can keep like in the loop and stuff. So like, it's just
that's
like,
cool here, dude.
Even like as much as I love pickleball and I'm creating pickleball content, I'm like, nope, like I'm not living as much as Zane is. Like, let's just hear it straight from him. Like, way, way, way easier for that in that way. So.
For sure, but we've both got our niches, dude. Like you have content that is more relatable to like the masses. Like I feel like I see your stuff going like viral with hundreds of thousands of views all the time. Like I don't know, like it's different, right? And I would actually just genuinely love. I try to improve, and I don't pretend like I know everything. So if you've got anything to help me improve this type of stuff, like I'm all ears, bro.
Hey, we can take it offline, or if I think of something.
He's got
here,
some tips and tricks. Let me tell you, Zane.
It goes both ways though, because I feel like you, mine's just like a hodgepodge of whatever ends up happening. I feel like yours does seem more intentional, actually. I don't know. It depends. It just depends on the day. Yeah.
All right. Well, very good discussion. All right. Should we move on here, Kevin? All right. I got another one here. So you've accomplished quite a bit competitively in pickleball. Like I said, you're number 1 in the world in singles. You've won an MLP. You've done a lot of cool stuff on court. Won titles, APP, PPA, gold jacket, green jacket. You've done very well. Is there any, because you're kind of a renaissance man in pickleball now. You do the pod, you do the shoes, you do the hats, you do the whatever, but like, is there something from a competitive standpoint that you're like Djokovic winning the Olympics? Are you like, I'd really like to win this tournament and this event? Like, is there like competitively what drives you at this point?
Yeah. I've always gotten up for the team stuff a little bit better. I love having, playing college tennis was like my favorite thing. I was like, very upset when I was done with that because I didn't know what I was going to do competitively. And, I found pickleball. Fortunately, I started to get a little bit more almost burnt out when it's just doing it for me. Like, so I love playing with a team. So I would say an MLP title, another MLP title. And then, this is going to sound like some bullshit woo-woo answer, but like, I really am just focused on being the best player that I can be. I'm being passed up like by more athletic players than myself, and that was inevitable, right? Like I am not like the craziest athlete out there. I'm a pretty smart and innovative player. Like I'm constantly trying to adapt, but like I don't have the hand speed. I don't have the foot speed compared to some of these other guys. I'm not as much of a physical specimen, believe it or not. So I am just trying to be the best player that I can be and have fun and enjoy it as well. And so that's a boring but truly honest answer. So I'd love to win another MLP, but focused on just being the best player that I can be, regardless of what that means I'm ranked.
Hey, that sounds like a process-oriented goal, and I love that because
Atomic Habits, baby.
Exactly. Yes.
That's a long-winded way to say win a cup with AC, but no, I respect that. I think that's awesome. I mean, what else can you do other than that?
Hey, you're racing yourself, Just gotta get as good as you can get. The rest
Let me punt it back to you boys, because I don't know you guys that well. What are your goals in pickle?
My main goal is to be number one in the world in singles, like clearly, definitively, like no questions asked. That's my number one goal. That was just like the reason that I kind of got into it. I mean, other than that, yeah, like short term, like play on MLP, like be a top 20-ish doubles player, by middle of next year, something like that. Like I want to, like, doubles is such a nuanced game, and I think I have all the potential in the world in it, but like it just requires obviously a lot more reps and thought. And I was talking about this with Kevin today. I think doubles requires, for me anyway, to be in better shape. Like I think like conditioning in doubles is like the biggest thing. Like I don't know. Like I just find myself like the lateral shifts back and forth. Like I just like lose. I don't know. Like I feel like the footwork is so important in doubles, and I know that there are like big like old dudes who just like take 2 steps here or there, and they're still very very good. But for me in singles, like I guess I don't know. Like people always say singles is more physical than doubles, and I just personally disagree. But maybe that's more of like my own disposition.
We were theorizing it might be more of like he's good with the short sprints, but not necessarily like the holding the squats and holding like the discipline like positions to like maximize your performance. So it's like,
right,
if you haven't trained
like,
for that, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's more static in doubles, right? It's more of like a lunge in an kind of an awkward position. Like singles, unless you're up at the kitchen line regularly, which you and me don't fuck with too much.
No.
AC, but
zero.
No,
I'm gonna be doing a little rolling and strolling in Bristol. You'll see. With that Vulcan ball, you can spin the Vulcan better than the lifetime ball.
Yeah,
he's evolving. Sure. You guys gotta watch out.
I do prefer the lifetime ball. By the way, are you gonna be in Atlanta? You're not. Are you gonna play
for the lifetime tournament?
Yeah.
No, dude, I'm gonna be in I'm gonna be in Malaysia and Vietnam for the PPA Asia during that time.
Oh dang, that's cool. Sick. I'm like desperate to go over there. I'm going to next year at some point, but
so I'm assuming you're playing that lifetime one again?
Oh hell yeah. Federico texted me. Fed texted me, it was like lifetime 50. I'm like, I've seen it, Fed. Let's go.
Dude, that's a pretty cool deal. We had Lydia from Lifetime on our pod yesterday talking about that a little bit.
She's a beast.
Yeah, they said that they're having some pretty interesting like celeb tennis players are gonna come through for that one. So,
I'm just surprised. Wow. Like when I saw it, I'm like, this is like all I want in pickleball. Like the highest prize money. It's a lifetime ball in the fall, no humidity in Atlanta. I'm like, where did this come from? Because like everyone in traditionally, like the people in charge in pickleball are like, no one cares about singles, yada 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 yada. Which again, I'm very clear on record that I disagree with. But I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's bullshit, dude.
I was surprised.
They stick singles on Thursday and the first match of the day on Championship Sunday, and they're like, nobody likes singles. Well, yeah, you kind of set it up to fail, dude. You put it on the weekday, like where nobody shows up or they're working, so they can't watch the stream. Like singles. Now, I will say a bad singles match is horrible to watch.
Yes, 100%.
It's worse to watch than a bad doubles match.
Yes,
but like the good singles matches, like your round of 16 onwards, those are all electric.
Yes. I remember I like showed my buddy. I was like, dude, this match is going to be so good. And it was Grayson and Kwong. Like, I can't remember when it was. It was indoors or something. And literally in this match, Grayson missed, I think, the first 9 returns. And my friend was like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Like, literally, he got, like, it was, Grayson just couldn't make a return. But, yeah, there is some of that, sure. And I guess in doubles, like, you're always going to have some long points. But by and large, like, people who don't play pickleball prefer to watch singles. And that's just a fact. So, I don't know.
Well,
I'm excited about it.
Doubles pickleball can be a little bit like chess, where like if you don't know the language, you have no idea what you're watching. So you need a Gotham chess to like make it digestible. Because if I right now if I go and try and watch a Magnus Carlsen chess match, I'm going to be like, I think I know what's going on, but I really have no idea. So I need the commentator or the Gotham chess to like dumb it down for me. Or, in pickleball, I need the Zane Navratil to, tell me why I should care.
Right. Well, Kevin, what about you? I answered number 1 in the world in singles, top 20 in doubles, play on MLP, all within the next 12 months.
I got 2 prongs here. One, as a competitor, just get better, right? Like, I mean, I also played D3 tennis, so, no glory in it, just all pure passion.
Wait, where'd you play at?
At Case Western. You're at Whitewater, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, what year were you?
2017. So you were a little older, right?
Yeah, I graduated I graduated 2018. So we were the same age.
Oh.
I wonder, I almost went to Case Western to play.
So you know Todd?
Yeah. Dude, Todd's like a psycho in like the actually, I don't know him that much. I just know him as a super competitive psycho. Like,
dude, he's a legend.
I don't have a problem with that. Like, I like that, but I don't know how the people feel. You had a good relationship with Todd?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he is, to be fair, yes, he is a super hardworking psycho, but he like obviously is super passionate, really cares about his players and stuff. And like his biggest thing is like becoming a better person through becoming a better tennis player. And it's literally like, yeah, like now when I play pickleball, it's like, okay, like I'm using the same exact template to just like grind and get better at pickleball, and it's working or it's helping. Like, I never thought I was the most talented tennis player, but like, I was a 2-star and we were out there beating 3s and 4-stars. So I was like, okay, like that probably wouldn't have happened without Todd. Like,
let's go 2-star nation, right?
Yes,
dude,
let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, you guys get out of town.
Crum, you had to have been a 4-star at least.
Dude, if I was a 4, I was a 5 for him for most of it. But
dang,
look, 2-star nation rise up. I knew a lot of dudes that were like 2, 3 stars. You take them to college, a year later you play them and they smoke you. Like the guys there are some people who get into college tennis and are like drinking, hams at the frat house and then you find there are some kids that just like lock in, and you're like, man, this kid couldn't win a freaking match his junior year of high school, but.
Dude, at Case Western, it's like you show up. Like I was in high school. It was like, oh, like everyone was like, oh, Kevin's such a hard worker. Like he's the hardest worker out here. I show up to college and I'm like, what? There's like 16 dudes who work like 3 times as hard as I do. I'm like, what? This is like I have to catch up. Like this can't be right. Like, and I feel like when you get surrounded by that, and you're like, oh, like you just like retrain what your expectations are and like what you're supposed to do. And I feel like. I started playing pickleball or tournaments like 2 years ago, and I'm no Zane Navratil, but I feel like I'm getting better than the average pro player at least. So I feel like that's like something that I take pride in is like, hey, like I'm doing what I can, even juggling job, whatever, all the other stuff. But yeah, getting better. That's goal number 1. Number 2 is just build a brand, and this is a little bit more of a personal thing, but. I grew up very left brain oriented, so like logic, math, all that fun stuff, all the stereotypical Asian stuff, And then
and he still is very left brain.
yes. I'm out here like watching film, charting all my stats of third shot success rate, all that nonsense. But basically with like building the brand, it's like, okay, like we're showing some love to the right side of my brain where like, okay, like I have to be creative. It's a little therapeutic. I take 15 minutes to an hour every day to make a video, put it out there, and just want to keep doing that because that's something I enjoy and not anything I did for 25 years of my life. So
wait, what? Sorry, I'm sure this might be repeating itself for your audience, but what is your full-time job?
I work in finance, so I'm like FP&A, financial planning analysis.
Gotcha. Okay, cool,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, fully remote, which is fantastic. Like, and
That's
obviously
sweet.
becoming more and more rare, but yeah, I'm holding on to this as long as physically possible.
Yeah,
He's
man,
gonna
you
be
and
a
I got a lot
full-time
of
pickle guy
similarities.
sometime. He's gonna be a
Yeah,
full-time pickle guy sooner than later.
it's
Once
just
I
such a good. If
once I
you're an
ink that deal.
yeah, there you go. If you're an entrepreneur and you're a hard worker, like pickleball is just a launch pad for your career, I think. Like,
Hmm.
I was an auditor at Deloitte, and I got to talk with certain management people at companies, whatever. Like the access to like 15 different billionaires that'll answer me at a text is just like mind-boggling to me. Like I don't know. I don't know what other career where you're interacting with those type of people in your day job, like at 29.
Right.
So it's just a launch pad. Like it's still so young and so ripe for somebody who's like detail oriented and hardworking. Really, you can make your own path in the sport, which is super cool, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
Sounds like we should probably talk a little bit more.
Yeah, he'll help you with your chess
100%.
game if you give him some knowledge there.
We'll play a blitz game of chess too. Some chess pickleball showdown.
Ooh,
Oh,
that'd be interesting. Huh. You would absolutely crush me because like you've got to be a way better chess player than I am.
Ooh, but you'd be crushing me in the pickleball, especially if it was
No,
singles.
dude,
he's
you're
a
probably
6-0
what?
duper. He's like a 6-0 duper.
Yeah.
Zane. He's
If
good.
we did
Yeah.
skinnies, I think I could survive the pickleball, but it just depends. we could do it like chess boxing. There's a timer for the chess. There's a timer for the pickleball.
I need odds though. Like I mean, I'm probably like a 400 elo. Like I'm bad.
Okay, we'll give you time odds or something. But hey, I did this chess cardio because quick side note. I was actually the water boy / hype man for a woman grandmaster in a chess boxing arena. It was like 10,000
No
people
way.
watching. Yeah.
Wait, how many people?
It was I think the arena was like 10,000 people. Yeah. Like,
Holy
do you know
shit.
who Ludwig is?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was hosting a content creator chess boxing event, and he invited the woman grandmaster that I was working for at the time, and she was like, "Hey, can you be my videographer / water boy / hype man?" And I was like, "Sure, why not? Let's go." And I did
No
the whole
way.
walkout. They're playing the music, and like she's walking out with the desk there. Anyway, to help her prepare, I was doing like chess cardio. So instead of boxing her, we would do like burpees, squats, whatever, all that other stuff. She's a woman grandmaster. I'm nowhere near as good as her. I'm like at the time I was like 1600 or something. And I was able to, with time odds, take her down. So if we give you some time odds, we'll make it like pretty fair.
Okay.
I forgot about this. I know you told me about that at some point, but
That's a wild story.
I'm in a Ludwig thumbnail.
If we can get 10,000 people
Stop.
to a chess freaking woman's boxing match, like we got to get the numbers up in pickle, baby.
Right.
Like,
Hey,
come
that
on.
Shea Fitz Arena is
We
going to
can
be
do-
sold out.
Yeah, we can do better.
Me versus Zane,
Yeah.
two Titans.
I can get a lot.
One Titan, one and a half.
Well, all right, that's a good. This is all a good segue into my final question here. Well, actually, my final question is: give me a tangible result that if I achieve it, you'll play doubles in a tournament with me. But we'll address that at the end. So you've done a great job building a brand, doing content, things like that. And I've said this, like I think if you're a pro pickleball player and today, like this current era, like you're gonna want to be doing content or find your niche or try to build a brand, like just because it's expensive to do this. But I think there's a lot of opportunity for it to be very lucrative if you do it the right way and you're good at it, frankly. So what are some strategies and things that you would say to somebody who maybe like isn't super comfortable doing it, but ultimately feels like they need to? Because look, not even just in pickleball, but in life, if a company is asking about somebody they want to, partner with or sponsor, the first question they ask is how many followers, how many views, like that's just the reality. You can argue the morality or what, but it's not going anywhere. It's only going to get more integrated. So, what are sort of your takes on that? Like, I think content is good going forward.
Oh, yes, I certainly agree with that. I think you got to put yourself out there, which is just hard to do. I resisted even making like a Facebook account for my pickleball endeavors like too long. Like I hate the idea of like self-promoting, and I still kind of hate the idea of self-promoting. But now I think that while yes, I am promoting myself, I'm adding value to people. So like think about not necessarily what's going to get views or whatever. Like to me, it's about where is opportunity, what sort of content would people value? Then it doesn't feel like it's all take about me. Like, maybe it's because I don't have any good results anymore, but like if I was just posting about my results all the time, I'd be like, look at me. That feels weird to me, right? Like, yes, it's good to keep people updated. Like it's fun to, post about cool things that happen in life, whatever. But like at the end of the day, I want my accounts to be something that people like get something out of, right? So creating value for somebody, and there are still so many different niches that you can do. You can do really in-depth match analysis. You can do really, really in-depth stroke analysis. You could talk about, this would take a little bit of time to establish your personality, but you could talk about really, really candid vlog type of stuff. I think there's opportunity for that. You could go into, the gossip of pro pickleball. Like people go around the edges of that, but somebody is going to do it eventually. But whatever you end up doing, whatever you end up finding that's going to add value, it's going to feel weird to begin with, right? Like it feels weird to me at the start to be talking about, hey, I didn't think Ben Johns made good effort at this tournament or whatever. But for me, I try to not say anything that I wouldn't say to somebody in person as well. So there's a lot of opportunity. You've got to put yourself out there. You've got to be comfortable with what you say too, because you're going to have to see these people probably 12 hours from when you post. So
yeah. Yep. I agree. I have a hypothetical for you. Say if someone had already created a character named Super Dupario that was basically like, he was a duper mascot essentially, and he dressed up in a Mario costume and he went around as Dupario. Do you think if he had a great Italian accent, which he does, do you think that could gain any traction?
That's pretty dope. I think at some point, Super Dupario needs to meet Chet Subaru as well. That would be one hell of a meeting. And then those two people should meet Althoff Merchant.
Oh God! What a trio!
It's a me, Dupario. I have an outfit. Anyway, all right,
dude, that's sick. Wait, hold on. What is this dropping?
Well, I can talk about it. So I did a full Dupario vid that I thought was like the most hilarious thing of all time, in a full Mario costume. So like we had a call with Duper, just like I'm thinking, like doing ideas, like doing this, that, and the third. And my agent was like, you guys never have really leaned into like Super Duper. They're like, we're not like opposed to leaning into Super Duper, but like we haven't found the right person. And he was like, well, I'll buy AC a Mario costume right now. And they were like, haha. And he's like, no, I'm serious. And so he sent me a Mario costume. And then I did do a super, I'll send it to you. It's great. I did a Dupario video talking about the new Duper algorithm update. And I think like last week they were in the trenches. Tito was in the trenches. And it was like, I'm talking about it in a serious way, but I also have like a mustache. I'm dressed as Mario and I'm doing the Italian accent the entire time. So they're like, we love Dupario, but we want him to be like more of an in-person thing. So I don't know when you're going to see Dupario, but you're going to see him. And when you see the video, I think you'll get a little better feel of what I'm talking about.
Yeah, bro. Give me a sneak peek. Send that over.
My parents were like, they're like, you think brands are going to work with you when you're dressed up like Mario? I was like, yes, precisely. I was like, you guys just don't understand the internet.
I think the people that like AC are gonna love him for it, and then I think the new audience is gonna be like, "What am I watching?" And they're gonna have to decide if they're what side of the fence they're on. But I think.
What do you mean? No one's gonna be like, yeah, like he just won a gold medal, but like we saw him at Jimmy John's dressed as Dupario, like we don't like him. No one's gonna. That's not how it works.
Hey, I'm saying, like, I love your stuff. I'm on Team AC. I'm just saying that.
Are
like,
you on Team Dupario? I know you're on Team AC. I need to know if you're Team Dupario or not.
I can leave. You guys can hash this out yourselves.
No,
this is getting
we're
awkward.
good. He's a Dupario guy. He just might not know it. All right. Well, that's sort of all I got. Kevin.
My only thing is that I just want to know, what is the favorite 5-0s versus pro video that you've ever made, and then we can end on that note. I just always want to know, because you've been doing a ton of them. Some have better.
Man, some of them I come up with, I'm like, this is gonna be gas, and they just don't pan out. And some of them I throw together last minute, and they turn out to be the best videos. We did one that's coming out that every time we hit the ball, I did this with Michael Lloyd. Every time we hit, we got to do a 360 spin before we can hit again. But only the player that hit, right? So if I hit, I got to spin, but Mike doesn't. So like it came down to the wire. Like I think both teams had match points. Like the 5-0s started to figure out the strategy just at the end. I like damn near puked because part of the strategy they started to figure out was like, all right, just dink the same person 10 times in a row and they'll vom.
He's doing dizzy bat.
Right.
Yeah. It's like you hit 3 dinks in a row and you're like, what is going on? That one's coming out probably pretty soon. That's got to be probably my favorite. And it was super unexpected. Like, I don't know, man. If you got any ideas for these, let me know. Like most of these are just us BSing around at the lab. Like I bet we could beat 5-0s blindfolded, and then we can't,
Right. You're like, delete that footage. Actually, how much gets deleted versus published? For the challenges specifically,
Yeah, to date, I think we've only deleted like 2, and I can't really remember what they were. Like, and I only delete them if it's like, all right, we couldn't actually use the challenge, or like every once, like I think we just had one game that we redid because it was just like a shit game. Like we used the challenge and everything, but like we were missing serves and returns and thirds, and we just couldn't get any rallies going. So like I would say maybe 5%, like 1 out of maybe 5 to 10% get deleted. So not very many. Like I'm not trying to like manipulate those. What you see is what you get. Like, and sometimes if we have crappy games, we'll play like bonus points and put them at the end, and like,
yeah, I've seen that.
And throw in some good highlights and stuff. So
nice. No, I mean I'm a fan of them. So it's always depending on the challenge. I will say some challenges I like more than others, but dude, the creativity is definitely there.
Yeah, it gets hard to like keep coming up with them too. I think I'm also gonna branch into. We have so many pros here in Austin. I'm gonna branch into pros versus pros doing some of these challenges, right? Like with just different rules. I think that'll be a fun sort of pivot there. Like me and Deckel versus Jack and Carlos, but we all play with our non-dominant hand, or something like that.
Hey, actually, that real last question. Why does Jack only post clips where you're getting clipped on?
Yeah, I've honestly basically like made Jack's entire career. It's crazy how we'll play every single day of the week pretty much, and he'll find one clip where he owns me, and then he'll post that and be like, "I'm Zane's dad." That sounds just like Jack. So yeah, it's all about it's sample size, man. You play enough, you're gonna get a couple clips. And, he controls the clips too. So he's the one who's recording. And I guess, good for him if that's the case. He gets to control what goes out there. No, but I don't know. I love like fake beefs on the internet. Like fuck Chris Olsen. But like, obviously I love Chris Olsen. Like I take every opportunity I can to just rip on Chris Olsen. I don't know. 'Cause it's just fun. That's what guys do.
That's what it's all about. Yeah, no, you're in Jack's beef is funny, and it's very clearly like to anyone with a brain that it's lighthearted. But there's
Dude,
probably
the
still
YouTube
people out there.
commenters.
Yeah, I was gonna
know,
say,
and they don't
there's-
think so. That's what I'm saying. But that's good. You got to keep the dummies out there. Like that's what this is. That's
Great
what this
for
is
engagement.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Exactly. Okay. Well, again, my final question. Give me a merit-based
Bonus.
something that I need to do that is a tangible result that will get you to play one of the 22 events with me.
Yeah, that's a tough question. I would say medal, but I'm not doing that either. So that feels unreasonable.
Medal in doubles?
Yeah.
What if I medal in? But that's not necessarily.
No, what's a tangible thing? I don't know. Like I feel like making a quarters is reasonable. Like I feel like
Okay.
that's a tangible thing. It's not
Okay.
easy to do, but like it's within reason.
All right. That's probably not the strategy I'm going to take. I'm going to be coming to Austin at some point in the fall for like a week. I'm going to stay with my boy Brian Salcedo or one of those Austin
Oh,
neighbors.
nice.
I'm coming down there. Anyway, and then I'll just sort of show you. Like we'll play a couple rec games. We'll beat Monroe like 11-2 and you'll be like, "All right, like he's figured it out."
AC's
Nah,
gonna bring
Duper's-
his tripod and he's gonna clip on Jack.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm
But
returning
Dupario
my
says I'm
camera.
supposed to beat Jack 11-0. So if we go 11-2, my Duper's going down on Jack.
Well, no, this Dupario, he's open to suggestions. He's this Dupario listens, he processes, he changes. The allegor, as he
Yeah,
says. in the
AC
video.
baby. It's hard to give like a definitive thing. Like obviously the way real partnerships work is you just got to get like good enough and to a point where you play some games in Austin, whatever. Like
Okay.
that's really how it works. So there,
All right.
it's not really a tangible thing. But since you asked, I said quarters.
Okay, so that's one area. That's one way. There's multiple ways to skin a cat. So that's one thing that I have in mind. If that doesn't seem plausible, I'll just sort of offshoot. I'll do some other things. It's gonna happen at some point. I'm gonna
You
be
get bonus
elite.
points for being like a cool dude too. Like I'll partner up with buddies.
You played with Zane Ford just because you two have the same name. So
Hell
like
yeah,
that,
brother.
That's who I'm actually playing with him in Bristol. So
If you changed your name, I would 100% play with you. If you change your name to Zane, I'd play with you.
can I do it for a tournament? On
Yeah,
pickleball
like
brackets?
legally,
I feel like
though.
anything goes. I thought about just like a Purple Jesus kind of name, but I don't know. I also thought about dropping like the Alexander and just being Alex, but I'm like, no, at this point, I'm Alexander Crum. That's who I am.
It's already out there. Honestly, you should just change it to AC Baby. I don't know why you wouldn't.
Agree. Hard agree.
Yeah, I like to have many nicknames. I don't necessarily, call me what you want. That's all good with me. Well, all right. Well, Zane, anything else from you, brother? Anything you want to plug?
Yeah, shout out something. The camera's over there, just let them know.
No, I got nothing. I'm just appreciative of you guys having me on. I like to get to know people in pickle, and it's cool chatting with you guys, get to know you guys a little bit. If I was going to plug anything, I would say it is those recap videos. It's a great way to stay up to date with the stuff that's going on in pickleball. And I try to cut the crap and just get to, I keep enough of the fun crap. Like, dude, I had such a kick out of bird watching this week. I don't know if you guys saw that because people are always flipping each other off. So I got a new segment
you're
called
on
Bird
watching.
We're worth the watch. So those recap videos, just enough BS in them, not too much BS, I think. So
Hey, keeps your personality in there.
there we go.
Exactly. That's important. Well, Zane, thank you so much, brother. I guess I'll be seeing you. Here in about a week, huh?
Yes, sir. We'll catch you.
I haven't checked the zoo/aquarium situation in Bristol, but I don't think it's great. So one of these times we'll go and we'll do a day at the zoo with the boys. Maybe dressed as
Hell
Dupario.
yeah.
Hey, and
Hell
if
yeah.
you're when you come down for PPA Cincy, let me know, and maybe we can even film something.
Chess.
All right,
That's
that
what
too.
I want,
Oh,
baby.
we should. That'd be
I'll
hilarious,
be
dude.
Kevin. Well, it depends. I'll be either Kevin or Zane's water boy.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
In my corner.
Depending on who.
100%.
And we'll get Jack Monroe to be Kevin's.
Okay.
Let's do it. Yeah, we'll
right.
film something down in Cincy.
Sounds good.
All right, dude. Well, hey, man, thanks again so much for coming on. You're the man, and I look forward to seeing you next week, though.
All right. Thanks, boys. Thanks for having me on.
All right, see you, Zaner. Take care,
See
buddy.
you.
So that's not a little bored. That sucks. Life's tough. Last thing I need is more stuff. It's true. I need a little more time with you and more rose with my lunch. One piece of mind sometimes.